We have the food demo with Vern DeFoe, and right after the food demo, we have JD, who also works in the Gatherings Cafe, able to answer questions with a short Q&A. So we can get right into this video.
For tonight's Family Fun Night, we're making chia seed pudding with the Cultural Language Arts Network and the American Indian Center's Gathering Cafe. This is Vern DeFoe, the executive chef from Gatherings Cafe. Today I'm going to be doing a demo on how to make chia seed pudding for February 16th Family Fun Night. I chose chia seed pudding because we've done a couple of kind of dinnery type stuff, and this is more like a dessert, or you could use it as a breakfast too. And also an ingredient that people aren't familiar with. I like this recipe because it's really good for you, and it's really easy to do, and anybody could do it. So we're gonna start with the chia seeds right here. Chia seeds are a grain that's from a flower that grows mostly in Mexico and Guatemala, and also parts of California. It's very high in antioxidants, and it's got a lot of fiber, so it's really good for people that have diabetes. It helps balance out your insulin, and also we're going to be adding a couple other indigenous ingredients to that too. Wojapi, which is also very high in antioxidants. Berries are in general. Maple syrup, and you can use any berries in this, but we're just going to do strawberries today, but you could top it with whatever kind of berries you like. And then some coconut milk. So you get a can of coconut milk. So yeah, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mix all our liquids together. So we'll go ahead and open this can of coconut milk. Sometimes coconut milk can be kind of separated, like all of the fat will be on the top, but you can just stir it up and mix it all together and it comes back. And sometimes you open the can and it's already just mixed up. So let's just find out what we've got in this can. Yeah, you can kind of see that there. All right. Now we're going to mix the maple syrup in there. Put 3 tablespoons. Just like that. And I'm going to grab a whisk. Get that all mixed up and nice, and then we'll add our chia seeds. Now you want to kind of do this, you want to mix it all together, like all at the same time, because otherwise you'll get clumps. So I'm going to add our chia seeds, just kind of go with it. Do both at the same time, and just get them all evenly incorporated. Some stragglers kind of stuck to there, static electricity. All right, and now we just put this in the fridge for 10 minutes, and then after that we'll top it. All right, now that it's been sitting for about 10-15 minutes, we're going to start plating this up. So first off, I'm going to take a little bit of wojapi and just kind of put it on the bottom. It's kind of like that. We'll start putting our pudding in. Like I said, you can put any berries you want, but I pulled some strawberries out from the freezer here, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut a couple of these up. Sprinkle them on top. And there you go. Chia seed pudding with wojapi and strawberries.
Excellent. All right. Thank you, Vern. We appreciate the demonstration. Of course, if you guys have never done something like that, to be able to see something while it's being made makes a world of a difference, because sometimes you see demos and you hear instructions and it doesn't quite look or sound the way it should be. But in case you were wondering, those of you that got your kits, these are the 5 items that you will find in your kits. He was using strawberries, but we gave you guys blueberries. So this is a very special treat for you guys. Again, something that's super simple, follow along. Great healthy treat for us to enjoy, especially as we start learning more about the contents of sugars and things and how we can balance that, especially by just making healthier choices.
And if you want to rewatch that food demo, it will be on the Gatherings Cafe's Facebook as well as our Facebook. And this whole Family Fun Night is pre-recorded, so if you want to go back and watch any of these activities again, they will be reposted. But again, stay here and continue to participate. And if you have any questions for that food demo, we do have JD from Gatherings Cafe. JD, do you want to turn your mic and camera on? And if you just want to introduce yourself.
Hi, yeah. I'm JD. I'm one of the other chefs at Gatherings Cafe. And worked on the chia seed pudding recipe with Chef Vern.
Thank you for
I
being
would say, yeah, I would say one thing that he didn't mention in the video that might be worth mentioning is that, like, as you let the pudding sit, the seeds will soak up more of the moisture over time. So if you let it sit for about 10 minutes, you'll probably end up with a much thinner pudding. But the longer you sit, probably like after 4 hours, it'll be pretty thick and like you'll be able to maybe like ball it up. I like to just put it in the fridge at night and then eat it for breakfast and let it like soak up overnight.
And then in the chat, Renee says, how much chia seed did he use? So we do have a recipe posted on our Facebook page. In this recipe, it says 0.5 cups of chia seeds for that recipe that was shown. Another question says, so is this something you could do overnight oats with?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's best that way. But that's like I prefer it a little thicker. One thing of too, if you have the meal kits that has the 13.4 ounce cans, it's like I don't know why they put the can with that much, but the recipe's for 16 ounces of coconut milk. So you can just cut that with a little bit of water. 16 ounces is just 2 cups. So if you have 2 measuring cups, just top off the rest with water, and that'll give you the right liquid to seed ratio. Otherwise, it might end up like a little thick.
Cool. Just a quick suggestion for anybody that's curious. Is there any other dishes that normally use chia seeds in them if you're expanding your palate?
They're really good in smoothies. I think the recommended serving size for them is just 2 tablespoons. And that's like a really good source of fiber. And I think 2 tablespoons is also, I think it's about 5 grams of protein. And it also has like, it's one of those foods that has all of the like essential amino acids. I'm not exactly a food scientist, but I know that most don't have all of them. So it's like considered like a really nutrient dense food, and you only need about 2 tablespoons. And I just throw them in smoothies. People also, if they like hiking or backpacking, will just kind of like toss a mouthful in and rinse them down with water. And it's a really good way to keep you hydrated because they soak up water. So then they kind of slow your digestion down, which is good for you.
I'm gonna try that out.
I did that while I was making the pudding at one point.
Oh yeah.
It's not too bad. They don't taste any certain way. I mean, they're kind of gritty. You'd be like just crunching on a bunch of dry seeds, but they don't taste bad.
Okay.
Cool.
Real indigenous. I like it. Cool. Is there anything else that you wanted to add or share with the community about this particular dish, how you guys came up with it, or yeah, I mean, it's a really quick, easy fix. I think that's an amazing thing that I think we can all appreciate is like how fast you can whip it up. Is there something else that you guys would do differently besides maybe strawberries?
Strawberries, like any type of berry, honestly, or like oats on top would be good. Like sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. Yeah, we chose this recipe because it's a good intro to chia seeds. It's got pretty few ingredients and it only takes about, yeah, like the video was like 5 minutes long. Doesn't take long, and berries are super good for you. And like ways to incorporate more berries into our diets too.
Right on. Well, very healthy suggestions for expanding our palates and, of course, getting the nutrients and vitamins that our bodies need to survive, nay, to thrive in this world. Certainly, I think as we are bombarded by so many unhealthy choices, it's good to find simple things like this that you can whip up yourself. And we appreciate all that you all do at the cafe for providing this information for us today and your demo and, of course, your time. So thank you so much, JD.
Did
Yeah, for
anyone
sure.
else have any questions?
Yeah, any other questions?
You feel free to unmute yourself or throw it in the chat.
Nice. And you can come if you didn't get a meal kit, you can come try some of these recipes that we've been doing on these family fun nights at the restaurant in 2 months when the building opens.
Right. I can't wait for that.
Quick
So
quick plug for the cafe.
By the cafe. For sure.
Well, if none of our participants have any more questions,
That's it.
I think that's it. I want to say thank you so much for being here, JD, and answering any questions that we had. We really appreciate your knowledge.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me.